Exactly 5 years back, I earned my very first penny. And in last 5 years, I have worked around and with millionaires. Most of my clients that I've dealt with were working professionals who were managing their money, their loans, their EMI. And the conversation that I used to have in our friend circle was also mostly about money. And all of these things made me realize that my biggest breakthrough isn't a promotion. It is realizing that people often earn more but manage less. So, in this video, I'll walk you through 9 everyday money habits that are silently destroying your wealth. And I'll also give you a powerful fix for each. So, if you are someone tired of living paycheck to paycheck despite decent salary, this video is for you. Stick around till the end because in this video, I'm also going to share mistakes that I have seen hundreds of working professionals committing with their money and so many more insightful stories, facts, and fixes for your money problems. And this might be your financial turning point. Let's dive in. Biggest mistake people commit with their money is paying themselves last. You get your salary, you pay rent, Swiggy, EMI, subscriptions, Netflix, weekend plans, and if anything's left, then you save. Robert Kiyosaki said, poor people pay themselves last, rich people pay themselves first. And by paying yourself, I mean saving / investing for yourself. Saving is not enough. The money that you save, you have to put it somewhere so that it grows for the future you. Here is the money shift for it. You need to pay yourself first. Treat saving like a bill, non-negotiable. The moment your salary hits, move at least 10% into a separate bank account. And don't do this mistake that most of people do. And ensure that you are doing it on an automatic basis. That means you can start with SIP or any other format and do it on automation. That means once you set it up, every single time it's happening on its own. You don't have to put in manual efforts because that will create friction and you will not be able to maintain consistency with it. Which brings me to the second mistake, that is getting comfortable with debts. Let's be honest, EMI culture is real. Every single day, commercial banks, financial institutions, you are buying perfumes, AirPods, phones, gadgets, everything on credit. And the biggest problem is most people aren't using credit. They are being used by it. Average credit card interest in India is about 42% per annum. That means if you buy a gadget worth 10,000 rupees and you pay the interest, you end up paying 14,000 rupees. That too in just few months. Here is a money shift that you need. Use the 1x rule. If you can't afford to buy it in full cash, then don't buy it. Use your credit card for convenience, not survival. If you have to use a credit card to make any purchase, that means you are not ready for it yet. But there are multiple ways through which you can make most out of your credit cards. Let's keep it for another video. And that brings me to the third mistake people often commit. That is no financial buffer. We all have gone through a phase named COVID and it taught all of us the most important lesson. A single job loss and your entire house goes into stress. We all have seen families selling their gold, borrowing from relatives, breaking their FDs just to survive 2 to 3 months of no income. Which brings me to the fix of this problem. That is, build an emergency fund. Now, emergency fund is the corpus that you accumulate for your rainy days, when you're not able to earn, when you lose job, or when something happens that you did not expect. And it has to be the amount that can bear all of your necessary expenses. Let's take an example. If your monthly expenses, I'm talking about the necessary expenses that you need to survive, that includes your food, clothing, and shelter. Even if you don't have any income source, these are the things that you need to have. So you have to calculate your monthly necessary expenses and you have to accumulate the amount for at least 6 months and maximum 12 months, depending on the factor that how many people are dependent on you. Let's take an example. I am in my 20s, so having a 6-month emergency fund would work for me. But if there is someone in their 40s, 30s, or 50s, and their family members are dependent on them, and there are multiple family members, they are in joint families probably, then that category of people need to have at least 12 months of emergency fund. And you can keep some amount of this corpus as cash and some amount in wherever mode possible, be it FDs or be it liquid mutual funds, where you can liquidate them as soon as you need them without so much of a hassle, because emergencies don't wait for you. Which brings me to the money mistake number 4. That is not knowing where your money goes. मैं तो ज़्यादा खर्चा करती ही नहीं हूँ. That's exactly what every Indian say until they check out their own bank statement. By the way, that was a person. That was me. Petrol, Zomato, Insta ads, and quick commerce app. It all adds up. Okay, this fact will shock you. According to the ET Money, 75% of the Indians don't track their expenses. And that's the reason most of the people who live in India are below poverty line. Because what you can't track, what you can't measure, you can't improve. Which brings me to the fix of this problem. Monthly money check-in. At the end of every month, you have to track these 5 things. Income, fixed and variable expenses, investments, debt if you have any, progress towards goal, maybe travel or home or any other goal. You can use a basic Excel or a Google Sheet or maybe some applications to track those things. Which brings us to the 5th mistake. That is expensive hobbies that bleed you dry. You spend 7 to 800 rupees on a coffee, you spend 1000 to 1500 rupees on normal t-shirt. It's not that you shouldn't enjoy, but if your hobby costs more than your SIP, then you are funding lifestyle, not freedom. Which brings us to the fix of this problem. There are 2 rules that I would recommend you here. You can use either of them. First is not more than 30% of your total income you should be spending in enjoying, in hobbies, or anything which is not a necessity or an investment. Second, 1-in-1 rule. That means if you are buying shoes or any other expensive thing for, let's say, 5,000, then you also need to invest 5,000 rupees for your future self. It could be in stocks, mutual funds, or anything that is going to add up to your future corpus. This creates a habit of equal reward and responsibility. Which brings us to the mistake number 6. Obsessing over savings and ignoring earnings. We all know someone who will wait for 50 rupees cashback, find 3 coupon codes, then splurge 25,000 rupees on impulse. You cannot shrink your way to wealth. There is a cap on saving. You have to survive, you have to live, you have to eat food, you need to have a shelter, you need to have clothes, but there is no cap on earning. Here is a fix to this problem. You need to approach it with income first thinking. Every 3 months, ask yourself, can I ask for a raise? Can I freelance or consult? Can I productize my skills? Can I do something extra to fund my lifestyle or to save more? These things will help you understand your mind is exactly like a chat GPT. Whatever you will ask it, you will get the answer for it. Your mind will start giving you solutions or the possibilities, and sky is the limit. That's exactly where you can start and create multiple income sources. But ensure jumping onto something else, you have one stable income source at least. All of these things, asking yourself these questions will help you understand what you can learn, how can you scale, how can you create multiple income sources. That's how you can start building multiple income streams. If this is a reminder you needed, hit the subscribe button. Which brings me to the mistake number 7. Overpaying in taxes. Most salaried professionals don't even realize your biggest expense is not rent, it's not EMI, it's taxes, and most people overpay. Which brings me to the fix of this problem. You need to learn legal tax optimization, or you can also hire a consultant. Wealthy people don't evade, they strategize. If you want any free resources or any paid resources regarding taxation that will help you understand the fundamentals or basics, you can just let me know in comments. I'll be coming up with some or the other solution that will help you understand it better. Which brings me to the habit number 8. Waiting too long to invest. I'll invest after my wedding, after this bonus, after I clear my loan, after the market corrects. That after never comes. Inflation in India is 6% yearly. The 1 lakh rupees today will be worth 74,000 5 years down the line if kept idle. Here is how you should be approaching this. You need to start small. You need to start now. This is a mistake that I myself committed. I did not invest for the first 3 years. I thought I need to learn more. I need to figure out this. I need to figure out that. Then now the market is down. Now all of that jazz and all of those, the overthinking, the self-doubt thing, I don't know enough. Every single thing that every person also feels. And I delayed the investments by 3 years. I would be on a much higher corpus or the portfolio if I would have invested earlier. By the way, just to give you understanding, I started investing when I was exactly 20 years and now I'm 22, which brings us to the solution of this problem. That's how you should be approaching it. Start small, start now. SIP of 500 is also fine to start with. Don't wait to be expert. Don't wait for enough money. You can follow Ankur Warikoo if you haven't already. He creates such amazing content on finance for beginners. And that channel has been my go-to for all my financial literacy. Which brings us to the habit number 9. Thinking you need to know everything. This is the biggest mindset block. 99% people fall into this trap, including my old version. I'm not a finance person. I don't know enough. I don't want to make mistakes. I'm scared. Trust me, every single person on this planet makes mistake with their money because it takes some time to understand and build your relationship with money. It's like a high maintenance girlfriend. You need to understand it. You cannot just keep stalking it or keep thinking about it. You have to take some initiative. You have to upskill yourself. You have to be confident about yourself. But guess what? We all stay broke and confused. This is how you should be approaching it. Learn, apply, repeat. No one is born with all the financial literacy in the world. Everyone learns here only. Watch one personal finance video every single week. Read one money book this year. Talk to one person who manages their money well. Now, the biggest mistake that people often commit in India when it comes to money is they would consult or they would talk to a person who is not managing his or her money well. Let me give you an example. So recently there was someone who was discussing with my dad about the finances, and he advised my dad to not take any insurance but to invest that money in the stock market. And he mentioned the reason for that stock market is going to give you the higher return as compared to the insurance. Now, my dad was very well aware of what the purpose of the particular thing is. Insurance are for your safety. They are your net. They are your safety net. And stock markets are for your growth. So you need to understand that you cannot put your future self before your current self. Insurance is a non-negotiable. These are the things that we have discussed at our home. We have helped each other upskill. I hope these things are making sense to you. Remember, your first investment hasn't to be perfect. It just has to exist. And with that, we have come to an end. Did you know what? Bad money habits feels normal because most people around us have them, but that doesn't make them right. I hope you find this video helpful, and don't forget to tell me in the comments at which habit are you breaking this month. And don't forget to hit like, subscribe and turn on notifications because I've recently started creating content on YouTube, and I promise every video that I'm going to make is going to add value in your life in some or the other way. Remember, your financial freedom starts with awareness and action. I'll see you in my next one.